All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're decoding the evolution of an absolute legend. I mean, we all know the finished product, right? The movie star, the global icon, who totally revolutionized combat. But how exactly did Bruce Lee get there? Well, today, we're going to break down his path to mastery step by structured step. But hey, before we get into the physical training and the punches, we really have to anchor ourselves in his true lifelong quest. He believed the greatest victory is not defeating others, it is mastering yourself. You see, every single punch, every drill, every philosophy he explored was ultimately about conquering his own personal limitations.
Part 1. The Traditional Foundation.
To really understand his evolution, we've got to start at the beginning. Under Master Ip Man, Bruce Lee immersed himself incredibly deeply in Wing Chun. We're talking hours upon hours, every single day mastering highly specific techniques. He drilled the centerline punch, rapid-fire chain punches, and intricate hand-trapping moves like Pak Sao and Bong Sao. He obsessed over Chi Sao, or sticky hands, to develop this unbelievable tactile sensitivity for close-range combat, constantly perfecting his footwork and timing. And it wasn't just theory in a quiet, safe room. Because of some intense social tensions within the school at the time, he was actually learning the harsh realities of street application through real challenge fights, guided by his senior student, Wang Shanliang.
So, here is the crucial takeaway from those early years. That intense, highly repetitive training is exactly what forged his physical base. He drilled those traditional movements day after day until his speed and reflexes became, well, simply superhuman. This traditional grounding was absolutely the vital launchpad for everything that came next.
Moving on to part 2, breaking the mold. Picture this. At age 18, his whole environment shifted when he moved to the United States. He worked small jobs, taught martial arts, and suddenly, the rigid traditions he left behind clashed with a new, highly adaptable approach. He realized his traditional foundation was really just a beginning. He totally shifted away from relying solely on fixed Wing Chun techniques and adopted a singular focus. He wanted to know what actually works in a real, unpredictable fight. This massive mindset shift toward active cross-training completely rewired his whole approach to martial arts. And man, this realization led directly to what is probably his most famous guiding philosophy. Take what is useful, reject what is useless, add what is uniquely your own. This became an aggressive filter for his training. He was literally willing to violently discard any traditional movement, no matter how revered it was, if it just didn't hold up in the chaos of real combat. But on the flip side, he was completely open to adopting anything that did work, regardless of where it came from. Driven by this incredible open-mindedness, he aggressively cross-trained across entirely different systems. We're talking Western boxing, fencing, wrestling, judo. He completely refused to be restricted by the title of just a traditional martial artist. He'd study the footwork of fencers and then look at the striking mechanics of boxers just to expand his combat vocabulary. He also figured out pretty quickly that elite technical skill needed a peak physical engine. So he integrated modern strength training, sprinting, and intense flexibility training. Basically, he was building the ultimate fighting machine by sourcing the best parts from absolutely everywhere.
Part 3. Forging a new philosophy.
Realizing that no single traditional martial art held every single answer, he set out to create an entirely new fighting philosophy of his own. He called this groundbreaking creation Jeet Kune Do. And this is vital to understand. This wasn't just another style with a new set of rules to memorize. It was a philosophy that emphasized natural adaptation. He wanted fighters to flow like water, reacting to the reality of the moment, instead of trying to force some memorized, fixed technique into a superfluid, unpredictable situation. It forever changed how martial artists viewed combat.
The whole backbone of this approach relied on absolute simplicity, directness, and efficiency. He wanted to strip away all the flashy, cinematic moves in favor of what just gets the job done instantly. Intercept attacks. Stay in constant movement to keep the opponent guessing. And the ultimate rule? Prioritize real combat application over historical tradition every single time. To execute this highly efficient, direct philosophy, he lived by a remarkably simple physical mantra: speed beats strength. But, to make that mantra a reality, to actually be faster than anyone else in the room, that required an unbelievable level of daily discipline and intense physical conditioning. To achieve that legendary speed, he meticulously separated his training. On one hand, he mastered explosive physical drills, heavy bag combinations, focus mitts, shadow boxing, the world-famous one-inch punch, finger push-ups, explosive kicks, nunchaku practice, and lightning-fast reaction drills. But on the other hand, he powered those techniques with raw, relentless conditioning. We are talking miles of running, heavy weight lifting, and dedicated grip strength training. He built the ultimate physical engine to fire his weapons, and that raw power combined with speed is exactly what amazed everyone with his blinding strikes.
Which brings us to part 4, Hollywood and global legacy.
It wasn't long before this unmatched skill, blinding speed, and unique philosophy triggered a massive cinematic explosion. Hollywood definitely noticed. He went from early television appearances straight into a rapid sequence of huge global film projects. Think The Big Boss, then Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, all culminating in the absolute legendary Enter the Dragon. Through these films, he really wasn't just acting, he was effectively broadcasting his realistic fighting style and his Jeet Kune Do philosophy to millions of people all around the world.
Tragically, as we know, Bruce Lee's life was cut way too short in 1973, but his legacy, his influence did not disappear, because his entire approach was based on universal truths of physics, movement, and human adaptation. His ideas have totally stood the test of time. Even today, the absolute top athletes, modern mixed martial artists, and actors continue to study his methods incredibly intensely.
So, what is the ultimate takeaway for us? His greatest lesson really isn't just about how to throw a punch. Instead, it's this universal 3-step framework for conquering literally any challenge in our own lives. Number 1, keep learning from every source available. Number 2, keep adapting to whatever reality throws at you. And number 3, keep improving, day after day.
Looking back at his relentless evolution from a traditional student to a global master, the most important question to ask yourself is this: if the greatest victory is truly mastering yourself, how will you master yourself today? Take that framework, apply it to your own goals, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.